So I just wanted to make another video, and I know I just made one recently, and it's so unbecoming of me, or so unlike me, to make one so close to another. But I wanted to talk about something around what we were talking about in my government class, and we were discussing some cases that the Supreme Court has entertained over the years, and how ultimately there were some cases that basically meant that the Supreme Court, the legislative branch, pretty much the government itself, considers your money a form of communication. And, that feeds into different things as far as government is concerned. But it was interesting to me as far as a vegan mindset was concerned, because I've been toying around in my mind with the idea of minimalism. I've entertained that thought through different stages of my life. My mom has always been one to keep a lot of things prior to maybe the few recent 10 years or so where she didn't have a lot of storage room, so she didn't store a lot. But prior to that, all through growing up, my mom always had a lot of things stored, a lot of memories, a shit ton of books, projects that she wanted to try, fabrics, because she did sewing, just everything. And so growing up, I was kind of like, that was just really difficult to move over the years and to keep up with and stuff. In my adulthood, I realized that fact, and so I tried to keep what I had down to a minimum. If I wasn't going to use it, I wasn't going to try to keep it. I was going to donate those items, and hey, there's a tax break for that. You can get receipts for items that you donate, and when you file your taxes at the beginning of the next year, you can give them those receipts and you get a tax deduction for them. So it wasn't just for the minimalist side of it. There's a lot of other practical benefits to getting rid of the things that you have in your house that you don't necessarily use, as opposed to storing them. So with that said, I have been entertaining being a minimalist for a while, and I don't see it possible with my wife. My wife loves things. She has lots and lots of clothes, and she has lots of things. She likes to keep memories, as do I. I have a whole bin of items of memories that my oldest daughter just went through, and I've been scared to look at what's left because I think she got rid of quite a bit of things. But I have memorabilia too. But my wife has a lot of extra clothes and like kitchen items and containers and stuff. And but mostly it's the clothes. She's experienced a lot of up and down with her weight over the years. Plus, she likes, I think, in my opinion, the ability to say, "Oh, I've had these pants since my oldest daughter was born," or something like that. That's cool to say, but it's great if you're using them and they're useful and things like that. But if they're just sitting up at the top of a closet or stuffed behind something or stuck up in an attic or something like that, it's probably best to donate it and to give it to someone else. With the minimalist view, that also means that you want to keep down what it is that you buy. If you're going to be buying something, make sure that you need it. Don't go out and be like, oh, that's a cute shirt, and buy the shirt if you don't need a new shirt. If you've got 50 shirts at home, don't go buying more shirts. But I want to influence the government. I want to have them do what they say that they're there to do and serve me, and to do what I feel is important and what is for the greater good of people. You know, my neighbors, my friends, my family, the people around me, the people that I don't know, and their well-being. You know, they're supposed to work for us, and I want to influence them, because right now I don't really feel like I am very much. I'm trying my best to learn as much as I can about government, not just because of my government class, but because, you know, you should be active in your government. If you're going to complain about what's going on, you know, you should probably be a part of it. And so, is this my turn? Miles and Merritt. I don't think this is my turn. This isn't my turn. Oh well. I'll make a U-turn. Okay, so my concern is if we're just not buying anything, then we're really not communicating to government. Then what's important to us are vegan items, non-animal product items. Our money is not going to animal products. Our money is going to sustainable items. They're going to plant-based market, so that we can grow that market. We can have more options available to us, and make it more the norm. Not just because we want more options available to us, but the more convenient it is. You know, let's be honest. We're talking about Americans here. We thrive on convenience. And I just spit. I'm sorry. If it's not convenient, we're not really going to do it. So, you know, we need to make things more accessible. We need to have more options available. And the way to communicate that to the capitalist, to government, to the elitists, is by spending our money on those items that we are showing them, that we want to show them are important to us, and leaving by the wayside all of the things that we don't want them to do anymore. We want to encourage subsidies on organic farms, and encourage lobbyists that are animal activists and are lobbying these big corporate organizations and institutions to make them change their laws, whether it be slowly, you know, or otherwise. You know, I've heard some people complain that, you know, these little teeny bitty victories that we're making with the corporate agencies and with the government are not enough. We need to do more. But even a little bit is wonderful, in my opinion. You know, it gets, did it again. It gets to the point where if we're not buying anything and we're all just gardening in our backyards and making shirts out of our own hair or whatever, we're just falling off the grid, and we're not trying to change anything. You know, this is a form of activism. You know, using our capitalist ways that we all grew up with. I'm 35 years old. I grew up with capitalistic ways. Like, you know, I grew up wanting a house and my kids and a nice car, and to be able to eat out at nice restaurants when I wanted to, and have great food at my home or whatever. And, you know, I'm vegan now, and who's to say I can't have a home still? It's just a tiny home. You know, who says that I can't have a fence? It's just made out of bamboo, you know, or, you know, my family is vegan, and what else? You know, I have great vegan restaurants to go to when I want to eat out. And great food at home, whether that be because I'm extremely rich and I have a vegan personal chef, or because that's the great food that I purchase because it's available to me. We need to speak with our money. And, you know, it's great to have a great proportion of us being minimalist. But on the way there, speak with your money. Buy the stuff that counts. You know, I'm going to try, I keep speaking on it and I haven't done it yet, but I think a really good idea is to reach out to the restaurants and the grocery stores and stuff in my town. I live in a smaller town, but just the ones that I go to, and say, hey, you know, here are the products that I buy. You should stock them. I save my receipts. If I can get a hold of somebody's email address, I could even email them a copy of my receipts to prove these are items that I buy and this is how frequently I purchase them. You know, you will get your return back if you buy these items and stock them in your store. You know, I want to do that. I think that we all should do that, and I think it could be beneficial to us, for us to start really speaking with our money, using our communication skills that the government will listen to. They're not listening to our votes. They're not listening to our rants and raves. They're not listening to our riots, our protests, whether peaceful or otherwise. They're still going about business as usual, doing what they want to do. Congress isn't working for crap. There hasn't been an updated budget, a working budget in our government in over 10 years. Like, what is Congress doing every day? Isn't that their job, to do a budget? And they haven't done one in years? You know, we need to start speaking with what they're listening to, and they're listening to our money. They're listening to the corporations, and the corporations are listening to our money. So it's time to start speaking to them. And that's all I wanted to say, really. Okay. I hope I didn't spittle too much on you guys or get you too shaky with my shaky camera shot. All right, well, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.